The Roma in Bulgaria facing many problems, including poverty, exclusion, and different kind of discrimination. Between 60 and 70% of Roma children enroll in primary education, and only 6–12% of Roma teenagers enroll in secondary education. They have problems with drugs, women trafficking, and all these things. And our ministry with Roma facing the same problems, because we try to be a constant, caring and loving presence in their communities. Not only to work with them time to time, to visit them, but to establish a real congregation-based approach in our work with Roma people. Not to form some kind of Roma ghetto or Roma backyard of our church, but to provide all the necessary preconditions for full and equal inclusion along with all other people. It's a difficult task, not only because of the economic conditions of these people, but also because many of them prefer to keep their community as close as possible. And in order to be in good connection and conversation, dialogue and ministry with them, it's extremely necessary to find and train their own people as a local pastors, and why not as a ordained elders of our church. And I can say that this first step of inclusion of all these people in the community of the church is their first attempt to be really socialized in the society, generally speaking. And it's quite visible that their attitude, social behavior is different after their decision to join our church, to be part of this church, to learn how to be responsible for themselves and for all other people. And so the constant presence of the church in the Roma society is a very good way to socialize these people, to teach them that they have to be responsible for themselves, they have to be responsible for their kids, and they have to be responsible for all other people, because their poverty is not a reason to not help to other people, because everyone can do all these small steps of love, physical and spiritual health, prayer, and so on. For many of them, it's really important to be part of our churches, because they realize that their dignity as a persons is respected, that they're really valuable, and that they can share all these gifts and values with their neighbors. And this is amazing for me, because when I started my ministry as a superintendent, I was not so much involved in Roma issues. And maybe I shared the prejudices of my own people, Bulgarians. But now this close contact with Roma, with all the misery and all the problems, for me it's a great encouragement to serve. It's a vital example of the gospel and its power, its work among the people in need. And their honesty, their desire for God, their thirsty for spiritual, real spiritual, authentic spiritual experience is really, really encouraging. And for many people from abroad, it's really difficult to realize that all these miserable neighborhoods are located in the country which is member of the European Union. But in fact, this is the reality. And for us, it's a great problem because with our limited resources, we have to help them not only to establish and develop their church communities, but also to help them to solve many social problems, to help their children after school, to help their women in their struggle with women trafficking, to help their men with their struggle with alcohol and drugs, etc., etc. But working with them, we started to realize that the small resources which we have can be multiplied by God if we have this willingness to share them, despite the risk for our own comfort and our own survival. Because if our own comfort and survival is number one, issue number one in the church, it's a very big symptom of an ecclesial disease, a very big symptom of pathological problem in the body of Christ. And the Roma people are, at the same time, a difficult task for us to work with, and a great advantage, encouragement and challenge to keep the authentic gospel work in our churches, in our the churches of minority Bulgarian people. And it's a great encouragement also for us to have all these local pastors, Roma local pastors, Romani speaking, Turkish speaking, Bulgarian speaking, with us during our local pastors course of study. The last one just finished here in Roma, Bulgaria. For me, it was really encouraging to listen to their sermons. Excellent theologically, excellent in terms of language and in terms of expression. And it was worth to invest all this attention, all this money, and all this love to these people, because they're future leaders of their own community. Because we Bulgarians cannot do this without them.